everyone, welcome back. I'm Sarah from We're All About Pets. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my thoughts and Gordon's thoughts on the cat litter brand Sustainably Yours. So Sustainably Yours is a cat litter brand that is endorsed by Jackson Galaxy, who is the guy from My Cat from Hell, and it's supposed to be a more sustainable, natural, biodegradable cat litter option that also is supposed to have a lot of the benefits of a more traditional cat litter. So it's supposed to have good odor control, be clumping, scoopable, low dust, all of that. Great stuff. So I tried this out for myself to see if this cat litter really could live up to the hype. The good news is this cat litter is pretty widely available. It's available at Whole Foods, Petco, and a bunch of other smaller and even larger pet stores as well. When you're ready to purchase, they have two different options. They have the Multi-Cat original version, and they also have the Multi-Cat Plus. Plus version is the one that I got. It's supposed to have a little bit more odor control, and they come in a 13-pound and a 26-pound option, and I got the 13-pound option for $19.99 from Petco. So what you can expect when you open up this cat litter is it's a very light colored, like sandy colored cat litter, and it's very soft to the touch. It feels almost like soft sand almost, and it smells very neutral. It does not have a strong fragrance or scent, but I would say it smells almost like corn or corn flour actually, which is really interesting and makes sense because the cat litter is actually made out of a blend of corn as well as cassava, which is what makes it biodegradable and more sustainable. And you can definitely smell a little bit of that. It does not smell like a traditional clay-based cat litter. It does not smell like any type of chemicals or anything. It smells just very neutral and natural type of scent. And what really impressed me when I first started using this cat litter is it has hardly any dust at all. One of the areas where I think this cat litter really does live up to the claims is the dust control. It hardly had any dust at all. And they say that this is just because of the materials, because it's made of the clay and cassava. It's just naturally very low dust. And I did find that to indeed be the case. However, while it does not have a lot of dust, I did find the litter tracked quite a bit. I don't know exactly why this is. Maybe it's just because the individual particles are so light and small, but I found that Gordon really was tracking a lot of this out of the litter box. If you're very sensitive to that or live in like a small area where minimizing the amount of litter being tracked outside of litter box is very important to you, then definitely something to think about. Now let's talk about how well this litter was for cleanup and how easy it is to scoop and clean the litter. So this is a clumping cat litter, and I found the clumping process works quite well. It was easy to clean, just like it would be for any scoopable cat litter. I didn't really find any problems there. So one of the claims of this cat litter is that it's supposed to be faster clumping, and I don't really know how fast it clumps. I can't really speak to that. However, I think that is probably true, because what I did find about this cat litter compared to clay-based cat litters that I've used is that the clumps were smaller than I'm used to. So that leads me to believe that it was like clumping more quickly, so it didn't get as spread out. I think the benefit of that is you're using up a lot less cat litter, you have to throw less away, and ultimately the bag ends up lasting longer. So I think this is probably true. Another thing to note is this litter is technically flushable. Personally, I would say do your research before you actually flush the litter. Here in California where I am, it is actually illegal to flush litter of any kind, even the flushable types. So just be careful of that. Personally, I didn't try this out myself because I am a rule follower, but it is something to know if you are interested in that. So let's talk about how long it lasted. So at this point, I've been using this bag of cat litter for 17 days now, so a little over 2 weeks, and it is still going strong. It's obviously I am scooping it every day, but I feel like I'm not using up the bag as fast as I normally do with like cheaper clay-based cat litters. I would estimate for one cat like I have, you should get at least 3 weeks out of it, probably 4. Yeah, I'm pretty happy overall with how long it's lasting. So let's talk about Gordon's thoughts of this cat litter. So he took to it right away. He did start using it. He did not like go outside of a litter box. He didn't seem to have any problems with it off the bat. However, I will say that I feels like he was digging and covering the waste a lot more than normal. I don't know if he thought the odor control was maybe not as powerful or something, and he felt like he had to dig more or there was something else going on, but he was digging a very aggressive amount, so much so that there were literally cases where there were like chunks of cat litter that he had literally flung across the room like a foot or two outside of a litter box, and I have never seen him do that before. That could also be a reason why I found more like tracking than normal, because he was like really flinging it pretty aggressively. I don't know, it could just be a transition period, but just something to think about. So now let's talk about the odor control. So I would say the odor control is pretty good. It's not amazing, but I do find that scoopable clumping cat litters in general normally perform pretty well from my experience in terms of odor control, just because you're scooping out all of the waste, like everything is getting removed and thrown out or flushed if that's what you're doing. However, as I said, this is not a scented or like fragrant cat litter. So if you're someone who's very sensitive to litter box smells, then just be conscious of that. It's not going to cover up the odor as much as some cat litters that have like very powerful scents and fragrances. So it has just kind of more of a neutral smell. So now on to the price. So this bag of cat litter was the 13-pound one. As I said, I got it from Petco, and it was $19.99. And so this, for the 13-ounce bag, ends up being 9 cents per ounce. So this is a little bit cheaper than my last cat litter that I tried out, which was Pretty Litter, but it's definitely not the cheapest all-around cat litter that you can get. So for 9 cents per ounce, it's more expensive than the really cheap litters out there, which I've seen for like 3 to 4 cents per ounce. So you probably can get a cheaper litter out there, but I think the price is pretty reasonable, especially because I felt like it lasted longer than a lot of those other litters. So yeah, overall, I was pretty happy with the price, and I would be happy to pay this in the future. So now on to my overall impressions of Sustainably Yours cat litter. Overall, I actually liked it. I think it's a really good option if you're looking for something that's a little bit more sustainable, but doesn't have a bunch of those added chemicals and like fragrances, and you want something that's a little bit more natural that you could potentially flush if that's an option for you. I also thought the price was reasonable, there was low dust. So all of that stuff I did like. However, of course, there are some negatives, like it's not gonna be as scent neutralizing as something with a fragrance. You know, Gordon did have a little bit of a weird reaction to it in terms of the aggressive digging, and there is kind of more tracking that I've seen compared to other litters, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. I don't think it's a bad option at all, and I think it's worth trying out if you're looking for something kind of similar to this. It's a little bit more of the natural route of cat litter. So that's it. I hope you found this video helpful. Subscribe to the channel if you like videos like this and you want to see more cat litter reviews in the future. And until next time, bye.